but for service of people. Always being cognizant of the needs of this great country. This is the Sandy way. I'm thinking of the great Frank Sinatra song. I did it my way. So, sir, his tremendous sacrifice, honor, and service of country will never be forgotten. And Mr. Speaker, at the end of the day, he wasn't just a politician, but a staunch family man. And when I look at his family, anyone can see that his legacy is secure. Mr. Speaker, I'm obliged to you.
Honourable Member, question yourself.
I'm obliged to you, sir. Recognizing the urgent obligations of the family who are present and the constraints of time, I will be far more brief than I had planned to be. And just to say that many years ago, I was given the honor to introduce the departed Prime Minister, and I read a poem. And upon his departure, all I will do this afternoon is read that poem that I read on that occasion so many years ago. It's a poem called Tomorrow and the World. It is by the famous poet Martin Carter, and it goes as follows. I am most happy as I walk the cellar of sweets, says friend, and the shoemaker with his awl and waxen thread reminds me of tomorrow and the world. Happy is it to shake your hand and to sing with you, my friend. Smoke rises from the furnace of life. Raid, raid, raid the flames. Green grass and yellow flowers, smell of mist and sun's light. Everywhere the light of the day, everywhere the songs of life are floating, like new ships on a new river sailing. Tomorrow and the world, and the songs of life, and all my friends. Ah yes, tomorrow, and the whole world, awake and full of good life. It is a poem that speaks of legacy, of the dignity of the common man, even after he has died. And to his relatives who are present and those who are not present, I extend deepest and sincerest condolences, and I'm obliged to you, sir.
Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable Prime Minister. I will speak after. No, before. Right, no. No, before we get there. No, but before we wrap up, I also want to pay my condolences on behalf of my family and myself and the good constituents of St. Michael Central. I've had the privilege of being taught by the former Prime Minister. I was taught at the community college between 1976 and 78, A-level politics by Sir Lloyd. At that time, I had no interest in politics. I merely did it to obtain an A-level certificate. That's all I did. But there was a remarkable composure about Sir Lloyd Erskine Sandiford. I don't want to use the term frugal, but I was able to go to school for 2 years without buying any textbooks as it relates to A-level politics. simply because he brought everything to bear that. So he was a complete educator. There was no need to purchase any books at all, because when he lectured, you had a complete lecture. So that he was a repository of knowledge, so that I was able to do the exam based solely, entirely on the notes that he gave in class. There are not many teachers who are able to inculcate that type of knowledge, so that you don't have to purchase books. And you were confident that when you go in the examination room, based on all that you were taught, that you could not fail the exam. Years later, I developed the same knack in teaching to make it complete for my students, so that when they finish the course and do the exam, they would pass. I would have also met him years later and remarked to him the success that I became through his teaching. I am deeply honored to be part of his class, along with the CEO of CBC, Sanka Price. We were two of the better students in his class. And I'm deeply indebted to him. I now want to rise and pay a tribute to him in silence for 1 minute. Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable Leader of Government Business.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that, we have come to the end of today's sitting. I therefore beg to move the suspension of the House until tomorrow, 21st of July at 10 a.m.
The question is that this honourable chamber be suspended until the 21st day of July at 10 a.m. in the forenoon. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. This honourable chamber stands suspended until Friday, the 21st day of July, 10 a.m. in the forenoon.